It's important to underline that this whole affair blew up last May when Alexander Benalla was filmed. He didn't know he was being filmed, but filmed by somebody on a mobile phone beating up protesters during a May Day rally as a policeman, although he's not a policeman and was only there as an observer. And many people say, well, what's going on here? Why is this man who's in charge of security for the president being filmed and taking part in a May Day rally where he's joining the police beating up protesters, as you can see from these pictures right behind me? That's where the affair started. He was kicked out of the Elysee. He was given a 2-week suspension period. It was only when the story blew up in the press that the Elysee suddenly thought, OK, we better take more of an official stand on this, and they actually sacked him. Now, this inquiry centres on why was a man like Alexander Benalla, who is not an official policeman, he's not a gendarme, was in charge of looking after security for the president of France, where normally that is either in the hands of the gendarmerie or the police, and in this particular case was not. And that is why this commission has launched this report, and they pointed to a series of errors and security lapses within the state services. They say this could have affected the security of the French president. Too much power was being placed in the hands of one single man who was not able to take on that power. He wasn't qualified to do that. They regret that there was confidence in Alexander Benalla after he was filmed beating up those protesters. Why wasn't he sacked immediately? He was only given a suspension of 2 weeks. And how come he was allowed to continue providing security for the president even after he was officially sacked by the Elysee Palace? And that's not all, because there have been questions also thrown out saying he had 4 passports, including 2 diplomatic passports, which he should have handed in when he was fired. He didn't. He kept those passports and he went travelling on them. 23 visits while he held those passports. He had a phone, an encrypted telephone, which was given to him by the Elysee Palace. He was supposed to have handed that in. He didn't. It was only in October, 2 months afterwards, that they suddenly found out that he hadn't handed in that phone. And how come he was given an order not to talk to a close collaborator in the Elysee Palace, who was also present with him on that day when the punch-up happened in Paris? He was told not to go near him, and they were recorded speaking to each other 4 days after that order was given. So this commission has brought out and found, after a lot of inquiry, a lot of interviews with people concerned, that there was a severe lapse in security in the Elysee Palace.